The night everything almost ended, I bolted awake at exactly 3:07 a.m. with tears already streaming down my face. I hadn't even opened my eyes yet, but I could still feel his hand on my cheek. Dad! He was right there, clear as daylight, wearing the same blue flannel shirt he loved. Only he looked scared in a way I'd never seen him alive. "Baby," he whispered, voice shaking. "Do not put on the dress Vanessa gave you. Promise me." I tried to reach for him. "Daddy, why? What's wrong with it?" He just pressed his forehead to mine, like he used to when I was little. "Promise me, sweetheart, don't wear it." Then he was gone, and the room felt ice cold. 6 years. That's how long he'd been in the ground. 6 years since I kissed his cold cheek at the funeral and swore I'd make him proud. Yet there I was, sitting in the dark, hugging my knees, trying to breathe through the panic, because the dress he was talking about was hanging 5 feet away in my closet, still wrapped in tissue paper. The gift my sister Vanessa had surprised me with a week earlier. She'd shown up crying happy tears, holding the garment bag like it was the most precious thing in the world. "I saw it and knew it was meant for you," she said. "Try it on right now." When I did, it slid over my skin like water. Perfect length, perfect fit, tiny seed pearls catching the light. Vanessa hugged me so hard, I thought she'd never let go. "You're going to be the most beautiful bride I've ever seen," she kept saying. I believed her. After all the fights growing up, this felt like the moment we finally became real sisters again. My wedding to Ethan was in 19 days. The venue was booked, the flowers chosen, the invitations sent. Everything was falling into place. So why was my dead father begging me in the middle of the night not to wear the one thing that made me feel like a princess? For days, I walked around like a ghost myself. Every time I passed the closet, Dad's voice echoed in my head. I started jumping when my phone buzzed. I barely slept. Ethan kept asking what was wrong, and I lied and said it was just wedding stress. Then came the moment I couldn't ignore it anymore. I drove to Vanessa's apartment when I knew she'd be at work. I still had the spare key from years ago, back when we trusted each other. My hands shook so badly I almost dropped it twice. I went straight to her spare room, the one she calls her craft closet. There, pushed to the back, was another garment bag. Same ivory silk, same pearl buttons. Only this one had a different tag sewn inside. "Emily, forever yours." Emily was Ethan's ex, the girl he swore was ancient history. I found the hidden pocket in the lining. Inside was a tiny glass vial and a folded note in Vanessa's perfect cursive. "Spray lightly along the hem and neckline, the morning of. She'll be gone by the reception. He'll need me again." There was a lab receipt stapled to it. Custom fragrance oil, main ingredient, concentrated lily of the valley extract. The same flower that put me in the ER when I was 9. One heavy exposure and my heart could stop. They were counting on it looking like a tragic allergic reaction on the happiest day of my life. I sank to the carpet and cried until I gagged. My sister, the girl who used to sneak into my bed during thunderstorms, was ready to murder me for a man. Text on her unlocked phone confirmed everything. Late-night messages to Ethan. "Once she's out of the picture, we can finally be together for real." I left before she got home. I didn't take anything except photos of the evidence. And I didn't scream, I didn't call her. I just drove home and started planning. The morning of the wedding, Vanessa arrived at the bridal suite beaming, garment bag over her arm. She helped me step into the dress like nothing had ever been wrong. Her fingers lingered on the buttons, making sure every pearl was perfect. I smiled at her in the mirror and said, "You really are the best sister." For 1 second, guilt flashed across her face. Then it was gone. The church was packed, flowers everywhere, Ethan waiting at the altar looking nervous and handsome. I walked down the aisle slow enough for every guest to see how breathtaking the dress was. Vanessa stood beside me, clutching her bouquet so tight her knuckles went white. Right after the organ stopped, the side doors opened. 2 detectives walked in. No lights, no drama, just quiet purpose. They stopped right in front of my maid of honor. "Vanessa, you're under arrest for conspiracy to commit murder." You could have heard a pin drop. Vanessa looked at me like I'd stabbed her. I leaned close and whispered, "Dad told me everything." He always did have my back. The congregation gasped as the officers led her out. Ethan tried to run. Another set of officers was already waiting for him. I stood alone at the altar in that cursed dress, untouched, because I'd had it professionally decontaminated weeks ago. The poison? Removed. The evidence? Safe with the police. I never said, "I do." I turned, faced all those shocked faces, and walked myself back down the aisle. Head high, tears falling, but alive. Dad saved me from beyond the grave, and the truth set me free. Some betrayals cut deeper than anything you can imagine, especially when they come from family. But love, real, fierce, protective love, doesn't die. It finds a way. That night, after everything, I felt the gentlest touch on my shoulder. I didn't even look. I just smiled and whispered, "I heard you, Daddy. Thank you." If something feels off, even if the whole world says you're crazy, listen. The people who truly love you will fight to reach you no matter what side of life they're on. I'm living proof.